Thank you, Greg, and thank you all for being here. It's a great honor for me to be here too. I feel a little bit this whole simulcast thing. It's really exciting. It kind of reminds me of like New Year's Eve, you know, when they go from the East Coast to the West Coast. So I don't know which of us is Dick Clark or Ryan Seacrest up here. I'm a little worried, but we'll do that kickoff in a few minutes. You know, and obviously I want to say, you know, a good Cybersecurity Month to all of you. It is not just a month. It is going to be something that, as we said last year, starts in October, continues and gains momentum through the rest of the year, and that will again take up next October. But this is not just a single day, a single week, a single month. It's something that we need to do all year round. And I think one of the things that we made progress in this last year is communicating that internationally. So we have a number of our international colleagues, including the European Union, that are themselves trying to synchronize, to the extent they can, cybersecurity awareness activities, and I think this is going to be more of a global phenomenon going forward. So, you know, last year I had the honor of standing with Secretary Napolitano and Deputy Secretary Lynn at the Reagan Center over at 14th Street, kicking off last year's National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And one thing then, that this was shortly after the President's landmark speech and the launch of the Cyberspace Policy Review, and one thing we said then is how this cybersecurity is not a destination but a journey. It's something that we have to pay attention to, not just, you know, for short moments of time. It's not a drive to the grocery store, but it is really a marathon. It's something we need to continue down that road. And we made real progress in that journey, real progress and real substantial steps in that road over the last year. Greg has hit on many of them. The NKIC, the new incident response plan that was, you know, different than the past, built with industry from the beginning. So it's the private sector and the government working together, and I think that's really remarkable, and tested together in Cyberstorm 3. We've had far increased international engagement around the globe, and far more to come in that area. We've had initiatives dealing with education. Our NICE initiative has been something that I think is a real forward step over the past. And we've had, I think, a closer integration and cooperation among both the U.S. government agencies, and that's no small feat, by the way, getting them together, meeting regularly, building trust, and really collaborating more than I've ever seen in the 20 years I've been involved in this, and between the private sector and the government sector, both individually with agencies and as a whole. And I think that some of these efforts that you've seen, like Cyberstorm 3, are examples of that cooperation. Again, doesn't mean that there's not a lot of road left for us to travel. It doesn't mean there's a lot more that we can and must do over the coming months and years. But this is something that requires a sustained effort. If I compare this to what I've seen in the past to what I've seen now, you know, in the past there's been really good efforts made for short periods of time, and then they dropped off. Here, we've shown over the last year that this is something that's going to be important for a long time to come. It's going to be important going forward, and we're not going to let up, and I think that's going to be really important. So, Greg mentioned the presidential proclamation. It is available on our website. We have www.whitehouse.gov/cybersecurity. That gathers a whole bunch of cybersecurity material, including the proclamation. You'll hear very shortly from Howard, from Deputy Secretary Liu, from Phil Reitinger, and others from Live from Seattle. And I'd like to just close and using something, you know, every time they close the Olympics, or, you know, you have the head of the Olympic Committee closing the Olympics and saying, next Olympics will be, this was the best one ever, next one will be the best one ever. So with that, last year was the best one ever, this Cybersecurity Awareness Month will be the best one ever, and it's thanks to the work of all of you and all of us working together, and I look forward to the continued journey together. Thanks.